So everybody that's now here, welcome back to Topics in Management. We're talking about fake news and how to find, manage information and social media manipulations in fake news. We are talking about if it's fake or true that the CIA had a preference to hire people with librarian experiences. And two people in our group said, that's BS, that's fake. And I think I heard two people say that it's true. Anybody else wants to guess? Do you think it's true that my research shows that the CIA had a preference to hire people with library experience? Anybody want to put up a hand?
I think it's
I
false.
feel like it's true.
More people saying true. Okay, anybody now want to explain? Rather than just say true, false, true, BS.
I think it's false because how they can know something in intern of the CIA and this is very secret, like it's not possible.
Okay, could you say that again in other words? I think what you said is
like,
good, and we have a lot of English as a second language students. So
CIA is very secret, right? Like
correct.
we can know something intern of this, so how they can know who they hide or no? Like I don't know.
So you think it's good? The CIA want people that work in libraries? At least wanted.
Yes, I think
okay.
it's false. I don't know, but I think it's false.
She's full of shit. Who can argue? Fahim, Malik, what do you think?
Actually, I don't have any idea on it, but I think that CIA is a secret agency, so maybe they can apply someone to work in library.
They could apply somebody just to work in a library. Yes. What do you think, Gregoire? Gregoire Robert?
I think it's not true.
Why?
It seems too strange for me. I think it's a public agency, so they might need some public administration worker or some agent on the field. So I don't think it's true.
So are you saying that librarians have no advantage, no talent? They're just boring, useless people.
I think there is no formation which is giving you some book management skill. So I mean, everyone can be librarian. So I don't think
anyone can be a librarian. Okay, there's no skill. There's a big book over there, a red book, a blue book over there.
Yep.
Jungwoo Seo, Jungwoo, what do you think? Are CAAs interested in hiring people that worked in libraries?
Oh, sorry, but I cannot understand the questions. Sorry.
The question is it true or is it bullshit? Is it fake news for me to say I heard CIA people like to hire people that had worked in libraries? So if you worked with libraries before, it's easier to get a job in the CIA. You think yay or nay?
I think that is not true because I think I cannot see any relevance between the FBI and library. So I think that is the force.
So we have more people saying it's bullshit. Who can help me defend? Who was it? Eloise and Laura, were you two the ones, some of the only ones saying that the CIA respects library people? Is that right? Was it Eloise and Laura? Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Who can help us? I'm going to help those ladies.
I think they can use library because like they are used to read a lot of books and they have a lot of knowledges, and this kind of knowledges was here before internet and this kind of thing. So I think maybe less fake news or stuff like this.
I saw your hand up. What's your comment?
No, I thought it's also like, I also agree with Laura, because like for librarians, they also have like skills for maybe like they know how to wait.
We love Google. We can check Google for details. Yes, I want you guys, everyone today, to have internet access and get ready to find something to fight with me. Tell me I'm full of shit. Find some support, because so far it's just one person arguing with another person. And we can only decide if more people win. But hey, many people voted for Donald Trump, and I think they're wrong. So how can you find out quality? Somebody had their hand up. Was that Gregoire? Did you have your hand up? Yes?
Yep, I had my hand up. So I feel like, as being a librarian, they do a lot of research on books, and it's not only one book that refers to literature. So it contains everything, like books contain everything. So I feel like they have a lot of knowledge and experience on how to find needed data on any field they want. And as they have, a big experience of working in a library, they don't just sit there and, look out for flies. I mean, they do a lot of work. So I feel like they might have a lot of abilities and a lot of advantages if they apply for CA.
Okay. So that's the first student that I hear is trying to give a lot of support, but I don't see facts. It just, she said it. Do we believe what she said, or is she full of shit too? Anybody have evidence or quotes or yes, Gregoire?
I just checked on the website and they said like they're searching for a librarian with a $100,000 job per year. So I think it's true now. I just checked on website.
Are you lying? Can you show me? Is it true? Can you share your screen? I think you have the ability to share your screen. Is that right?
I just shared the link of the webpage on the conversation.
Okay, can somebody open his link and share it? Since I'm busy watching everybody and looking at other files at the same time. CNN. Okay, so I think you can see. So this, go ahead, Gregoire, keep telling us. What is this story? What is your evidence?
You just need to read the article. They said that the US Central Intelligence Agency is hiring more than just spies. Pay is excellent. The listed range is between $50,000 and $118 per year, above the typical income for US families. The salary isn't far off what some reconnaissance positions get. Yeah. Librarians also have opportunity to serve as embedded or forward deployed information experts in CIA offices and select intelligence community agencies.
Oh, sure. So you're going to stop reading just before it says they also have $100,000 for garbage worker. What about that part of your evidence? My screen, right underneath where you were reading, says they also pay the same money to just a janitor or garbage worker. So I can argue with you easily. It's your own
not
evidence.
false and it's not true. Like it's not out of context. No.
So you tell us, what is the context? What is your evidence? Do you believe? He's talking about CNN.
The CNN is yes, CNN is certified. Like we know is good. Like I don't know. I don't know.
No, CNN is not a really good. They talk about lot of bullshit on Donald Trump presidency. So we need more sources about this information.
Sorry, I don't know.
Don't worry.
If we can't listen to CNN, some people like CNN, some people don't. So who can explain it? Who can explain what should we trust? You have to, all of you, you have to do a research paper for our class, and If your paper is just full of shit, I know how to check. If you don't have good information, you're gonna die. So how can you check?
About this CIA job, I think we can go to their website just to see if there's a job open for librarian position. So I have checked their website and I found.
Or are you bullshitting also? Some people say, oh yeah, I talked to the president, he told me. But you don't even know who the president is.
I'm gonna show you right now, but first you need to make me a co-host so I can share my screen.
I thought it's automatic. Just a sec. Still looking through. Go ahead. Here we are.
All right.
Yes.
No. I didn't see anything change. So.
Let me change on my. There you go. I'm using 3 different computers now at the same time, and you should be co-host now. Anybody else want to be co-host and share your facts, your support to win this argument? If you win,
government website, I believe this is the official website. So they have a technical service research librarian job open. And this is the information. So it should be true, right?
What do you guys think? Is this fake?
I'm on the same website because I just search a bit, and there are a lot of other jobs than librarian. So after it's the URL is ca.gov. So I think it's the main website of CIA, but it's not really how can I say trustful.
Yeah, I don't trust the government.
But why would they put a job advertisement on their website? But they didn't intend to hire someone like that. I mean, why do they have to waste time for such a thing?
They used to waste their time. I know. That's what
they always waste everybody's time.
It's so fun. No, I don't think so.
Anybody else support this argument, for it or against it? Who can help teach us what is the best evidence to support the idea? How can you identify if it's true or not? How do you know if it's fake or if it's trusted and reliable? Anybody? If you convince the class, 2 bonus points. I will pay you. I'm going to bribe you. And I'm not bribing you if you say yes, or I'm not bribing you if you say no. I'm just going to bribe you. I'll pay you with 2 bonus points if you can convince the class. What should we check?
Just check the sources, maybe when we search. So
somebody gave us.
We everyone search a bit, but on not the good one, because last time you tell us about Spocus. So I think nobody's going Spocus for checking it's true or false.
Okay, so you are blah, 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 blah. I was falling asleep. I didn't see anything from him. Can you show what you're talking about? Or Kakao?
Yes, I just want to mention, if we couldn't find it from the resources, maybe we can ask from the employers. Maybe we can ask from them who is working at this company. Good. How they can get a job.
If you phone a company, usually you will get a doorman or a receptionist. Do they know the reality of what's going on, or just what somebody gossips?
I mean, maybe friends.
Make a friend inside the CIA and then ask them. Sure. Okay. Anybody else want to try convincing the class? Who has the best evidence?
It's just a supposition, but in my opinion, that can be easily fake because it's something about CIA, and people really like to know some news. Yeah, like information about CIA. People are like, oh, it's secret something. So it's easy to make fake news about this kind of stuff.
Okay, go. You make fake news if it's so easy, and if you can convince the class, I'll give you 2 points.
Okay, I don't know.
Conversation over. Come on, somebody help her. What is a rule? What is a policy to help us all decide what's good or bad? Somebody, Vincent, you were saying skunkus or something, and many other people are saying, oh, check if it's CNN, we trust, or if it's CIA, that's government, we must trust the government. What is a rule? Who wants to share details? Support, Evan. Because I'm an old guy with lots of gray hair. I've learned lots of people believe something, but they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know the reality. How about I help the conversation? So everyone in class, we have an assignment right now today. Try to identify a way to tell if it's good quality or bad quality. How can you decide if something's reliable or not reliable? What is a rule? What is a source that will tell us? What is some way that you can take all the bullshit and say, yeah, whatever. This is good stuff. Anybody want to try to share and win the 2 points? Or if you're with, was it Elodians? If you want to be with her and make a new fake news, I'll give you 2 points too. Hopefully you don't make fake news saying Professor Watts is really bad or something. Hopefully say I'm the best in the world.
I think she's right. Like if the same, with the zone 51, like if you say something about this, like it's all time fake news. Like it's so secret, we can know. Like it's not possible.
I heard is I think blah 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 blah. Who cares what you think? Are you?
I heard like it's not. There's a fact like just
following you. Do you have the world's best education? Why should I care what you think? What anybody thinks?
I am on a Google Scholar, and it's kind of a website with reliable information in general. And I just type CIA librarians hiring librarians, and I don't find anything about it. So
okay, good. You're on the right track. What is Google and what is Google Scholar? Aren't they the same?
We have to ask a professional, like people is how to say this, like they're specialized in this type of things.
Doctorant, I don't know the word in English, sorry. Yes. But it's for the after our 5 years of after master is for most school. It's for TEAS for the
what was that when people are more than 40 years old? Then
above the word
until they're 40, then they're a scholar. That's an interesting definition of scholar. If you are a scholar in Google, your information is good. Oh, okay. So who said that? Should I divide maybe 1 mark for Eloise, and is Elodilians, are you the one that started this idea? Are you supposed to get the other 1 point? Can you get anybody else to help explain?
I explain. Do I get any point?
What did you explain? Did you not just say CNN and CIA? What did you say?
So I'm gonna give you one more evidence. about that's the right news. It's not the fake news. I hope that's convincing. So hold on. I found an article. It's called "Success of Intrusion: Looking at Faculty Librarian Collaboration to Improve Information Literacy in Political Science Education." So they're actually looking for librarian, but I don't know if the CIA actually hire the librarian or not. But this is the proof that they want more librarian in the politics. So if I going through this article, somewhere in here it say that after graduation, the citizen will have access to government database information such as CIA, Words, Facebook. Yeah, so actually government is looking for librarians. Is that a good
comments? Can somebody analyze that information? So is those three ladies, are they supposed to get the bonus points? Are we convinced? Kakao, did I see your hand up? Or are you just making your hair beautiful?
Like that document is reliable for the reason of the fact that there is a link starting with doi.org.
Yeah.
So that means like that proves it's a kind of the document that is coming from somewhere like that is coming from the website that is really reliable, such as Scopus.
Government, no?
Yeah, actually this journal is a Scopus, so it should be reliable enough.
You say, so you say. But who is it? Julie says, you're full of shit. I'm joking.
Okay.
How do you know that's Scopus?
College undergraduate libraries. So do you still see my screen?
Yes, I see the same article.
Yeah. So
but I also see it's talking about information literacy and political science education. I will talk about that after.
Yeah. So
you're going to prove to the class if it's Scopus or not. That's what you're going to do?
Yes.
Okay. While you get your Scopus website going, I am a professor. I think, was it Eloise that said, I am a scholar if I have more than 40 years old? Okay, yes, I'm more than 40 years old. I have 30 years of formal education training. One of the good friends that is also a professor of political science, I joined her class one time. I'm not going to say her name. If you want, I'll introduce you. She's a great lady. She's in the United States. She's originally from Europe. She's teaching famous university, famous information. She's teaching political science. When I joined her class, the first thing I heard her teaching, like 100 students, was political science is the study of how to lie. I was like, what? Oh my God, no, you're not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to see a professor teaching the students how to lie. That's terrible. Or at least it should be something taught in management, not political science. So who knows if we can believe it. But what is this Scopus website you're talking about, Ms. Hua? Gulcano, go ahead. What would you like to say?
Oh, I just want to give a question, Professor, to you.
Okay.
Where did you get this information? Are you telling by yourself or did you read?
Yes, I can introduce you to her. She's one of my Facebook friends, and if you join the class Facebook groups, you will see her. She is a famous professor from Europe, from Czechia or Serbia, something like that. And she moved from there. She was working with me in one of the world's top universities, ranked number 85 in the world. You can check that. and then she moved from here to United States, and she's teaching there, and she's won awards for her teaching in political science. So there is evidence. I just don't want to embarrass her and bring her into this. But I can introduce you if you're serious about learning about political science and those details. Does that answer your question? Does it sound real or?
No, I just want a quick question about you asked a question from us about CIA. So where did you get this information that the CIA is hiring the
Good point.
People who has a library experience? Yes.
I got it from my coworkers. I was working with them. I used to work with the government, helping somebody that was very smart, but almost nobody knew about them. And just like Eloise said, they were a scholar. They were more than 40 years old. And they invented some incredible things. And at that time, the world had a lot of problems in Europe and with Russia and other places. And United States was too powerful. And so the United States wanted to get help to control the world. And so this is actually very related to fake news. For the United States to stop looking bad and have more credibility to appear, whether it's true or not, for the American government to appear more reliable, they wanted an international organization to say, you are good. United States is good. United States is reliable. Everything they're saying is good. So what international organization does the world trust? Where can you go to get the feeling of every country in the world? Any idea? I worked with them for a while. No guess? The United Nations. My job was to help a guy get into the United Nations. And I was told to do the job by the Korean government, and the Korean government was told to do the job by the CIA. And so we were working with the CIA to get this guy into the United Nations, because if he was our friend, if we helped him get the job, he will owe us favors, and he will help tell us the inside details, and we can tell him inside details. So if the CIA friend gets the job in the United Nations, they will say things to make the United States look good. So the United States looked like they weren't even voting for this guy. But the truth was, they were the ones that created the group that made this guy get promoted, get marketing in the country and internationally to get into the United Nations. That was my job. So I worked with this guy. That's how I know about it. I'm talking too much. Hua, you were going to explain something about skunkus.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Laura.
Is this legal?
So what is legal? Legal is whatever a judge says he agrees with. And the judge usually decides whoever has the best argument, or whoever's friends with the judge. Isn't that the reality? So the world is not fair. The world is, like Eloise was saying, if you're old, more than 40, you're a scholar, people believe you. Isn't that the way the world works? This is my experience. I could be wrong, but I've been involved in quite a bit.
No, I think you're true.
Go ahead, Hua. What were you going to discuss? I think you were going to show us the focus and explain if it's good or bad.
Okay, so there's one website to check if the journal is reliable or not.
Google shows a whole bunch of bullshit. Some might be okay, but we can't tell with Google. Eloise said Only the old person Google is good. Something about Google and geriatric or Google with senior citizens is good.
Yeah, but in academic, I think Scopus journals are the most reliable one. And when you reference something, it should come from Scopus journal because
so far your website is just showing Google. So
okay, I'm going to show you the website. It's called Sci Major. So this
yes,
is the
you already have it open above. Good. So yes, go ahead. What is this?
This is the journal and country ranking. So it's like it's the world's best of the best. So every good journal coming all from the world is has in here, and only few journals in the world they include in this website. So not every journal, but just the best journals. So this should be good.
Okay, so you found a website that guesses some countries are better than others, or some journals are better than others. Good. Let's see an example. Which one is good? I guess I'm from Eloise's country. We are from, I don't know, Timbuktu. Our country is the best in the world. Does this website agree? Where are we from, Eloise?
France.
France. Oh, that's not good. If she was French Canadian, then it would be good. That's okay. I
Good
don't
for something. Okay, it's not good for all, but it's good for something.
Okay, so it has a website here. It's called Country Rankings. We need to go to this.
Oh my God, United States #1. No way.
I have a question. Is an American site?
Good point.
Because if it's an American site, it's not a good view of the world.
If it's created by USA, they're saying that I am the best. Same as Vincent.
Every time.
Where are you from?
So I think it's not a good site for all. So
okay.
No.
And China is #2. United Kingdom #3. Wow.
We are #6, so it's not a good site. Sorry.
Okay, so can you show me what's the good site? Do you have any good site that you want to show me?
Good point. Okay,
Actually, I have one.
Something better. Let's
I
look at
have one.
Yeah, that's true.
How do they decide what is good? And what you see here right next to the country is documents. So it says the number of documents. The more documents you have, the better. Well, what are these documents? What are we talking about?
And these bullshit documents?
Almost. Yeah, it's old people documents. It's scholar documents.
So it's not a good evaluations of country.
I find another website about with some reliable articles. Generally, it's the Conversation. I don't know if someone knows this website, and there is nothing on it, like literally nothing about CIA hiring librarians and something.
Who was that? Was that Ellie Dunst? Do you want me to give you co-host ability so you can share your website? Which website are you talking about?
Yep. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. And Ms. Hua, we will come back and talk about your website soon.
It's just, yeah, it's the Conversation. I use this usually to find some information, and there is nothing on it, like on the Google Scholar. So two websites with nothing on it, two reliable websites with nothing on it.
Website or Skunkus website, it said something about how many books you have. Yours doesn't say anything. What is Conversation? It's a website about people talking together, and you rely on this? Really?
It's about it's a lot of analysis, data, articles, research. There's a lot of things.
So why should we trust it? Who is it? it looks like at the top of the website, it says anybody can become an author. But the Scopus website,
I don't know.
There is some details that you need to know. With Scopus, that is an organization that will only respect and publish documents if the document is reviewed by at least 2 other world experts, but there's more. Scopus will only accept things if 2 experts review that document, and those reviewers must be blind. I don't mean their eyes are bad. I mean, whoever gives the story, they will take the cover off that says the name of who wrote it. So the reviewer just looks at the story and they don't know the writer's name or country. So they're only looking at the facts. They can't accept a friend's story. They're just looking at the details. So Scopus has at least 2 details. They have 2 expert reviewers, and the expert reviewers have no relationship. They're blind to the author. So if it's good, and if they have more than 2 years of experience showing these same good quality information, then they can apply to be recognized by Scopus. So Scopus means the science is checked by experts from every story for at least 2 years by experts. And the reality is they have more than 30,000 journals or magazines that they trust. And those Scopus documents are experts. Does that help details? I don't know about conversation. It's your turn. Elodie Lance is the conversation.
I just said conversation, and they said it's Australian and New Zealand corporation about collaboration. It's a collaboration to have documents, and they'll talk about research-based news and analysis. And it's
I had a business partner of mine that he was Australian, and lots of New Zealand people came us, and he was telling us that most of the Australians and New Zealand people they knew, they like to run around naked. Is that the same as Eloise's story about, you can only listen to naked people or old people?
I think it's old people.
I never said that. I never said that. It's an expression of myself, okay?
Tabernacle.
Go ahead. Was it Vincent?
Yeah. So I just checking on the website about who was the conversation. So the website, and what I see, it's just I can just read what I see, but it's just a collaboration to have a lot of documents, and it's during the 10 years. They started in 2010, so it's I think it's be good, a very good one to have some information.
Yeah, I'm also on the website, and they say like it's professional editors, and the purpose is to provide access to quality explanatory journalism essential for healthy okay, nothing about this.
So she's just reading details and she's not showing her support. So I'm going to get the whole class involved. So far, we have 25 participants today, and I haven't heard from Pak Hibin or Jing Jungjia or Wang Nam and a bunch of other people. So I'm going to divide you all into groups. It's your choice. How many groups do you want to be in? And it's a competition. So far, I think maybe it's Laura, Hua, and Eloise. They are on my side, so I'm going to give them the bonus points. Or if your group can convince the class and show some document or show some evidence or give us a rule that we must follow, because the challenge is at the end of our course, we all must have a project. We must share the project with the world, and we must pretend to be specialists. So you must try to be reliable. You must know what is reliable information, how to manage that, and manage the bullshit, how to manage the difference and tell the difference. So get into a project group and talk together about how can you convince the class to decide what is good or bad, what is reliable. When you make your term paper.
Yeah, but it's our opinion. It's our choice, our point of view.
No, if you only make a paper, thank you for that, Vincent. I should never say no. Maybe I'll give points to somebody that tells no to me more. But I will respect the opinion of generally only two types of people. People that have power. And the power comes from popularity. So if you have 1 million people following you or 100 million followers, then you are powerful. You could still be full of shit.
Yeah, but you can say bullshit. You have 1 million followers, but you can say bullshit like Donald Trump do. So
exactly. Even if it's bullshit, people will do what you say, so it's powerful. Right. So that way you get respect. If you do that and reference that in your report, I will accept it. The other is you're an expert. You have expertise. Like Eloise said, you're more than 40 years old. Seriously, if you have Scopus publications that are reviewed by 2 other blind experts, that means it's quality. So that's one thing we will talk about. I think Vincent was just saying it's your opinion. In your group, you must talk about these things. So are you ready? I'm going to divide everybody into groups. How many groups do you want? We have more than 20 people. You want 3 groups, 7 people each? 5 groups, 4 people each, 4 groups. How many groups do you want? The class can be cut into 3 groups, 4 groups, and I will give you maybe 7 minutes to talk. And then you need to come back, and somebody in your group must try to convince the class. 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk in your group. Any questions before I make these breakout rooms?